we've kept people posted here about what we did at the last two NAACP conventions and how we've had some effect on that, and getting them to take their pro-abortion position down and those other things. We've given out approximately 20,000 of our Lynching is for Amateurs, Planned Parenthood brochures. We've got Dr. Luvonne Yuille joining us from Michigan. And Dr. Yuille, are you there?
Yeah, good morning, Mark.
Good morning, sir. How are you?
Doing just great.
And I know that you were just recently at the NAACP convention where actually there was a pretty well-known and controversial guy speaking, as I understand it.
Very controversial.
Jeremiah Wright was there.
Jeremiah Wright and thousands of people. And we went round 4, because this is our 4th year,
right.
Carrying the pro-life battle right to the streets in front of Cobo Hall, where thousands of folks gathered. And we had about 70 folks that joined with us. And we had the GAP signs, and we had Lynching is for Amateur handouts, which was handed to hundreds and hundreds of people in trying to break this iron curtain of resistance that we are still experiencing relative to the NAACP and the black genocide issue. But and our good friend, Reverend Arnold Colbert from the Cincinnati Outreach Ministries came. The Urban Outreach Director for Life Issues came and joined us. You know, last year, Alveda King was with us, and we stood in the street and declared the message of life. And the year before that, Dr. Clenard Childress from LEARN was there with us. And we're already looking toward next year and Operation 1000. I would love to get 1,000 folks to surround Cobo Hall next year if they have not changed, right, and bring the message of life. I just heard the segment before us, and oh, how I envy that the media will cover that gentleman. They won't come near us with a 10-foot pole.
No matter what type stereotype.
Pardon me?
You don't fit the stereotype.
Exactly. Matter of fact, we sent you a tape. You should have got it in the mail today. We said on our broadcast, our group was going to surround the news truck and take pictures and send them all over the country so people could see that the media was literally there. Well, this year, because they monitor my radio broadcast, they locked all the media trucks up behind the auditorium with a high fence so you couldn't get to them. But a camera team got me back there, and you see on the tape we sent, showing you all the news media trucks locked behind a high fence so that we couldn't even get to them. In previous years, the whole front of Cobo Hall is just loaded with media trucks. This year, not one media truck. So it's part of that.
Having an effect.
Pardon me?
You're having an effect on the media. They're watching you, but they're not reporting on you.
Exactly.
That's the first step. They try to ignore you. Yes. And then once they can't ignore you anymore, they're going to have to report on you.
Well, the one thing the NAACP does not want is the image on national television or on local television that every black in America does not walk lockstep with the NAACP. Right. That's what
absolutely. They are so invested even into the Planned Parenthood, because the NAACP was running the Planned Parenthood organization as one of their affiliate associates on their website a year or so ago, and some of us screamed about it, and I noticed it's not up anymore. But that's the NAACP, the Black Congressional Caucus, and regrettably, too many black churches. Horror of horror that finally the black pro-life movement is heard. Johnny Hunter is front page, etc., and they fight that tenaciously, as I call it. It's most certainly a grand conspiracy.
And Mark, that's what makes Life Talk. So anybody that already has this is good, but you need to get your church to be a subscriber to this particular program here.
Absolutely.
Because here it is, what media been doing, that they done this to Dr. Yuille from day one when he got involved. When they held an all-black rescue, the media did the best, ignored, and reported. Now they're doing it to this very day. They're still trying to show it. Here you got black people stand up, and he's not just saying abortion is not a good thing. He's saying abortion is bad, it's wrong, it's killing.
Yes.
And he's confronting them. And if anything should be making news, this should be it. But they are intentionally doing it because the media know when black folks get involved in this thing, this is going to be something they're going to have to deal with.
Absolutely. Know what they did, Johnny, which was amazing? I looked at one of the CBS reported, everybody reported Dr. Jeremiah Wright. Oh, that man needs a lot of prayer. Oh, God. I don't know if you've ever read about his stand, even on homosexuality. They're born that way, and et cetera. I won't go into that. But he's pro-choice to say the least. But on reporting his rally or his session there with the NAACP, that night they said, and no one protested Jeremiah Wright being here. With 70 protesters out there, great big huge signs out there, 3 of them mixed black, white, red, and yellow protesters, and they say, and there was no one picketing. That shows you that the media is consciously keeping black faces
So they
out.
just outright lied.
They outright lied there. And hundreds of thousands of people saw the CBS local news here out of Detroit, and she went out of her way. First, they exaggerated the numbers inside the auditorium. They said they were 11,000. It wasn't that many, but it was thousands. But she purposely said, and there were no demonstrations against Dr. Wright being here.
What? No. You misunderstood, Dr. Yuille. What they said was there are no demonstrations that we are going to tell you about.
Exactly. And I couldn't believe it. I said, I've seen them ignore me for almost 20 years, and I've talked with the biggest rallies in the state of Michigan, with Michigan Right to Life, thousands on the steps of Lansing. I literally, 20 years ago, with Dr. Jefferson, who was with the Right to Life many years ago, turn off the camera, but they're still doing, which tells, and up until this demonstration, for the last 3 years, up until this year, just cameras all across the front of the auditorium and outside. And to even show that this was intentionally avoiding us, when we cleared the entire area and there was not one picketer where we were standing, I came back to pick up a guest, and there was the news media in the very spot where we stood. So
Amazing.
It's just something that they're consciously doing.
I've always said, if anybody thinks that we have a free press in this country, that person is nuts.
Oh, they're lying to themselves, or they're self-deceived.
Right.
But next year, like I said, I'm praying that God will give me the funds and wherewithal, and I can get Dr. Hunt and national leaders from all over the country, Operation Rescue, the whole Right to Life community, to come to Detroit next April. And it'll be so many, I'd love to even see Operation Rescue there.
Well,
there you go, Troy.
He's really going out on a limb now.
I can tell you something, Dr. Yuille. I can't give you any details about it. We've alluded to it earlier today. We've got something in the works that you're going to have a tool by this time next year that you don't have right now.
All right.
And I am absolutely convinced this is going to be a bigger thing than everything that Life Dynamics has done up till now combined. This is going to be much bigger than everything
Wonderful.
we've ever done. And it's going to be a tool to use in the African-American community that I think is going to be devastating. Johnny knows just the thumbnail parts of it.
Yes.
But it's big, let me tell you, and it's on the way.
The thumbnail.
Right.
Well, praise the Lord, and God bless you, and I'll be praying for it. And I most certainly, again, appreciate what you folks are doing and the brochures. Like I said, since we've gotten your brochure, we've handed it to thousands of people, and they have seen lynching is for amateurs, and it's a sobering message, and I appreciate, again, the effort you folks are putting forth.
Absolutely. We appreciate you handing them out, believe me.
Well, and our kids, even some of our teenagers, go and we put one in the windshield of cars around the total circumference of the auditorium. So when people come out, they still have to deal with taking it off their windshield and dealing with reality.
Well, you keep up the good work, sir.
God bless you. Thanks again, folks.
Thank you, Dr. Yuille.
You're welcome.